Yeah, so in August, like I said, a SOI, source of information, a rat, Fink, Snitch, walked in and provided information to the Department of Justice, to the DA about my grow operation. My grow operation that was intended to supply my collective, my patients, other collectives, other patients here in California, where it's legal. Again, if I had the money and the resources, I probably would just open right back up. I probably would file an injunction, a federal injunction, and seek more time as I argue my case before a federal judge. But I'm not one of the big guys. I don't have a lot of money, and I never seem to been able to gain any type of financial support from the marijuana reform movement. But that's their choice. I believe I'm fighting a good fight. I believe this would have been a good fight. But this is one of those things, like, I didn't have the money to fight this fight. There's nothing I can do. I still have to live my life, still have to eat. I'd rather not be sitting in prison fighting a case. Effectively, they shut me down. But I know there's people out there who think that it was about my publicity. Yes, my publicity had a lot to do with it. My little publicity stunts, my public fight in New Jersey for the legalization of marijuana, my public fight in New Jersey for my court case where I'm advocating jury nullification, and as a tactic to my trial, I want the public to know who I am. I want the public to know I smoke marijuana. I want one of those persons to end up on my jury. And I believe to publicly say what I want to say what I feel, what's going on, explaining my life, explaining what I'm doing. What I was doing in California was legal. And the state officials in New Jersey that are involved in my court case would turn around and call up the federal authorities and sick them on me. I was representing myself. They took my computers. I mean, all my paperwork. I'm not a jailhouse lawyer. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm one of these people that I learned a lot of what I know as far as fighting in court and fighting court cases and things like that off the internet. And I've downloaded what I needed and I've learned what I needed. And as my trial was approaching, I had every intention of utilizing my computer and my resources to fight my case. And that's probably like the worst loss. I mean, besides the loss of like income and my livelihood and my dogs and my apartment, and I can't even pay child support now. I just like lost everything. But to lose it all because of a snitch, and then to lose it all, like I said, and have it where the DA took my computers and all my paperwork and everything, just totally messes me up as far as my court case in New Jersey. But it doesn't matter. All I need is one person on my jury, and that's what I'm going for. I'm going straight up and down. Not guilty. The law is wrong, and this is what I want my jury to know. I hope my jurors see this video. I'm putting things on YouTube and Vimeo in the hopes that some member of my future jury, maybe the jury pool, maybe the press will get people who serve on juries to start looking me up. And I mean the press, but like, a news story or two about jury nullification. What if one of these jurors happen to read about jury nullification and become informed? You know what I mean? That's what I want. So as far as my, what has happened, doesn't matter. Yeah, the state won this battle. They knocked me out of my livelihood. I'm broke. I'm fighting. I don't have a computer. Some snitch told on me and just like screwed me up, screwed my family up, screwed everything up, screwed. You know what? This isn't just about me though, because I provided for hundreds of people who like me and like my little thing, our little way of doing it. The Liberty Bell Temple itself was good. We had a nice staff. Everybody doesn't get along with everybody in the world. If you came there and you had a bad experience and never came back. If you came there and you had a great experience and you came back. We have a lot of people who've been coming from day one. We have a lot of people who've seen all the changes, different staff in and out. My different attitude from the attitude I first was to later. You know, I had, you know, things, I had ups and downs in my own personal life, and I couldn't stay in the temple 24 hours a day. I had other things to do, other missions and goals. I mean, last year I pretty much spent it in the grow room. I'd pop in and out. But, you know, I think we serviced the community pretty well. You know, the lounge, people came in the lounge and chilled and had fun. No one was dragged in there. Everyone who came to the temple was at the temple because they wanted to be. There's no victims there. You know, when the state, federal authorities, when they arrest you, and that little slide on their indictment papers where they ask who's the victim, they always put themselves. You know, they put themselves. Put the state of New Jersey or federal government, Department of Justice, or whoever. But it's never a person, individual on a marijuana charge. You know, like, who's the victim? This is such a crime to smoke marijuana, to grow marijuana, to provide marijuana to people who want it and need it. And just so the public does know, I actually am a patient too. I've never put that at the forefront of my arguments, but, you know, I have my own personal medical problems that I have recently opened up about. But I mean, even now, like, my life is so screwed up. I was supposed to be having a surgery on January 19th. I didn't even get my surgery because my life is so upside down. Barely got a place to live. You know, how am I gonna be all cut up and, you know, my leg all wide open, in a cast or whatever, immobile, and be homeless at the same time? And I've never been homeless. Never, ever, ever have I been homeless. I'm as close to becoming homeless as I ever have. And the only reason I'm not totally homeless is because I happen to have just a little bit of weed left. I was able to at least pay for a hotel room, a week-to-week hotel room for the last little bit. But everything else is gone. And real soon, I'm just going to head back to New Jersey. I got rid of my dogs, basically. You know, that was hurtful. It took a lot to get rid of dogs. You know, it really takes a lot. You can't put them in the shelter. When we first got raided, all the dogs were taken to the shelter, to the animal shelter by the authorities. There was 4 grown dogs and 6 puppies. You know, the week after I got out, I did struggle to get the dogs out because I just didn't want to leave them in an animal shelter where they would be eventually killed. They're pit bulls. They would be killed because they're not adoptable. And it was a shame. I went over just to like look at them. The shelter is full of pit bulls here in Los Angeles. So I didn't want my dogs to end up as one of those dogs that would just live a month or 2 in a shelter in a cage, and then at some point it's their time and they just come take them and lay them on a table and give them a shot and kill them. You know, I didn't want my dogs to end up dead because of my plant. So I did spend a couple $100. Got each one of the dogs out. Had to get each one of them neutered and got them all out of the shelter, and been struggling with where to keep them ever since. And just recently, a patient of mine who has a little bit of property, they decided to take them all, which was a blessing. Which is definitely a blessing. I'll still try to feed them, but I will. At least they have a place to stay. And there were 6 puppies, though. The crazy thing is the 6 puppies went into the shelter all healthy. While they were in the shelter, they all got parvo, and they all were killed. You know, they killed them all. Like within 2 weeks of getting there, they were all dead. 6 of them, 6 puppies. Again, because I smoke weed. Because people like me smoke weed. Because people like me utilize marijuana. We don't believe the government's lies about marijuana.